KP's Kingdom, cooking with KP, and today I'm going to show you how to do my Bolar blade beef roast in the smoker. We're going to end up with an amazing flavour for this great piece of meat. We're going to end up with a really nice little quasi baked dinner to serve up. Alright, I'm going to make up a marinade. I'm going to put in around about a quarter cup's worth of Worcestershire sauce. I'm just going to put this into a jar, and about a quarter cup's worth of a good quality soy sauce. Alright, that can go straight in just like that. And I'm also going to add in around about 1 cup's worth of beef stock, and make sure you spill it all over the bench, otherwise you are not doing it right. Yes, me and my MS can't control how beef stock comes out of a box. Alright, here I've got my injection syringe, my marinade syringe. Yes, I have bought a new one since our last time using it, and this one is all stainless steel, and I don't think I'm going to be breaking this one anytime soon. Costs you a little bit more money, but I tell you what, the capacity and the way it operates is great. Alright, here I've got around about a 3.1 kilo Bolar blade roast that I've bought from, well, believe it or not, I bought this one from Costco. Right, the price was only $1 more per kilo, and look, $16 a kilo for something like this, can't go past it. Now I'm going to get rid of some of that silver skin and excess fat on the bottom. Right, I'm just going to very carefully just slice that off, just remove that. Right, just take your time, get rid of any of that silver skin. You might lose 1 to 2 millimeters worth of meat if you're a little bit heavy-handed like I am, but look, you're not losing a lot in the scheme of things, and you can also use that to make up great stocks and things a little bit later on. So just trim that up, get rid of the all that skin and stuff off the bottom of the roast, and I'm actually going to leave the fat cap on top. I'm going to let that render down as it cooks. Now as you can see, we've got 2 points on the ends. We don't want those, they're going to burn up really quickly. There's no point wasting those, so I'm just going to slice these off into nice little slices. Now I can use these to make up kebabs, and some of the larger ones will even make up great little steaks. You can make up some steak sandwiches or whatever with. We'll come to that another time with another recipe. So I'm just going to put those into a freezer bag. Going to measure those out, sort of like 200 gram packets, and we'll come up with something else later. Alright, I'm going to put my roast into a tub just so things stay a little bit more controlled and we don't make too much of a mess. I'm going to inject our marinade in just nice and slowly, and just keep working it through underneath the right in the middle of the roast there, and try and get, you know, sort of lower, middle and top parts of it. And you will have some marinade come out the top. It's not going to matter that much, but you will actually see this roast grow in size quite substantially as you do this. And all we're doing is we're injecting flavour, we're injecting moisture into our meat just to make it just a little bit more succulent. Right, I'm actually going for a medium rare to medium rare cook on this one, but you will see later on how things can change very quickly. Alright, so once we've got enough of that marinade in, I'm just going to put a lid on that. I'm going to put that into the refrigerator overnight. Right, so I'm doing this the night before, so it's going in overnight, and we'll come back the next day. Alright, I'm going to start my coals up. I've got around about half a chimney's worth of charcoal briquettes, heat beads if you want to call them that. I've got a couple of fire lighters and a bit of newspaper underneath. I'm going to let that fire up. I've already got a couple of sticks of my firewood also sitting next to it, just to get a little bit of extra heat into it. Right, a little bit of American mustard over the meat, and we're just going to slowly rub some of that mustard all the way over on every single side, and that's going to help our little rub stick to everything. So just take your time, and again, I'm using some baking paper on the bottom so I don't make too much of a mess of my bench. That mustard can actually stain your laminate, or if you have manufactured stone and it's a light color, it will definitely stain it, believe me. Right, I'm using some of my Sinatra rub. I'll leave a link in the description below on how to make that, and I'm also going to add in just a little bit of Old Bay over the top. I'm just going for just a pretty mild type of flavour. And once again, we want to make sure we get every single side, so make sure we get all the sides, the ends, Right, make sure we coat that all in our rub, just like I'm doing right there. Right, just nice and even, and then straight over the top, a little bit more Sinatra rub, a little bit more Old Bay, and that is going to give us a really nice bark. That Sinatra rub's got a little bit of sugar in there, so it's going to make a really nice dark bark. Alright, here I've got an aluminium tray, and I've added in around about 3 onions. I'll just give those a rough chop. I'm going to add in around about 350 grams worth of sliced mushrooms. I've just bought those pre-sliced. There's no point going too crazy on that. I'm going to add in a few cloves of crushed garlic. That can go straight in as well. Right, just put the, I've just basically smashed the garlic. I haven't put it through a garlic press or anything like that. Just whack it down with your knife. Time to get our fire happening, or get our smoker happening. I'm going to put some bees into our little hot box there. As you can see, just pretty roughly done like that. Move those around just a little bit. Don't have to go too scientific on this one as far as I'm concerned. Right, so I'm going to make a nice big pile of those, and I'm simply just going to add in a couple of sticks of some good Aussie hardwood. You know, something like yellow box or iron bark. Some real nice hardwood works perfectly. Right, we can close that down now, and we can close our lid, get some heat happening into our smoker. I'm going to add that tray of mushroom, vegetables and garlic. Right, I'm just going to put that straight down. I'm going to add in 1 bottle of dark beer. Use a dark beer of your choice. I'm just using an old Tooheys Old. Right, no rocket science to that. We can put our grates on over the top, straight like that. And I'm going to leave that end grate open in case I need to move that tray underneath. Right, so everything's sort of up to heat, and all I'm simply going to do now, I'm going to put our Bolar blade roast right in the center, just like that. We're going to close the lid, just like that, and we're going to keep an eye on this. I'm going for a temperature of about 150 degrees Celsius to cook, and I'm going to let that sit for around about 2 to 2.5 hours as it is. Alright, and we're just going to cook that off just like that. We're going to bring it inside, and we're going to wrap this up with some aluminium foil. Now, as I said, we are nowhere near our internal temperature quite just yet. We're only in for sort of 2 to 2.5 hours. We want that colour, we want that smoke, and now what we're going to do is we're just going to get the meat cooked off to where we like it. So wrap it all up nice and tight, leave a little bit of an opening in that one end for a moment. We're going to add in a couple of pieces of butter, and I'm going to add in the last of our marinade. When we took the Bolar blade out of that tub, there were some leftover juices. We reserved those, and that has gone into there as well. Wrap that up nice and tight, just like I'm doing right there, and all we're simply going to do is we're going to return that back to the smoker, and we're going to let that sit at around about sort of that 120 to 150 degree Celsius mark. I do have a probe in there so I can keep an eye on it. I'm aiming for an internal temperature of 63 degrees for medium rare to 71 degrees medium, and really keep an eye on it. If you can take your eye off that for 5 minutes and it can run away on you a little bit, and that is exactly what happened. I was actually after a slightly rarer cook on this one. You can cook this at about 120 degrees and cook it for slower. You'll probably end up with a slightly different result. This is the first time I've done beef of this size, but we still ended up with a nice, juicy, great tasting meat. Now, all those other veggies that we put into the smoker, I'm going to make a gravy out of that. I'm going to make that a separate video, so you'll probably need to come back next time and see how that works out. Alright, so as you can see, I'm just going to slice that up. You can see it's nice and thin, it's nice and juicy, it is tender as it just melts and pulls apart in your hands. Look at that, absolutely beautiful. Right, so all we have to do now is make sure we've got some vegetables and some potatoes ready to serve this up with. It's not going to take very much at all. You can cut this as thick or thin as you like. We've gone for some slightly thicker slices on this particular presentation today. Doesn't really matter, but we're going to end up with a beautiful little mini baked dinner with some honey carrots and some garlic smashed potatoes. I do have a recipe on the channel for that, and here is my mushroom and onion smoked gravy. Alright, I'm going to put a little bit of that over the top. Serve that up maybe with a bit of hot English mustard. That will work as well. Love to see you try and make this one at home. It does take a bit of time, but the flavour is definitely worth it. Thank you so much for watching this video. Really do appreciate it. If you like this video, hit that like button. It gives me confidence, should make you feel warm and fuzzy too. Don't forget to hit that notifications bell. You'll be notified every time a new video goes up. Share this video with all your friends on all platforms and social media. We are trying to get known to KP's Kingdom out there. Please leave a comment. Love reading, love responding to them. In the meantime, if you want to learn, as I'm learning on the smoker, some new recipes, and they've all turned out really good so far, well, you need to come and join the family, my family. Hit that subscribe button and you'll never miss another one of my videos again. All you have to do now is serve up some veggies and you've got a complete meal. Anyway, off to eat this, and I will catch you next time. Bye.